Hello students, how have you been? Pretty good. You know that the world has undergone a great change, especially in the field of education. That's why the studies, assignment, tests, exams have been transferred from classroom to online. No school, no friends, no competitions, no play, what a mess. But we should always be prepared for such situations. We have to accept the change. But don't be a wet blanket sitting at home. Be positive, utilize the time effectively, and many online competitions are being conducted by different departments and even by private organizations. Take part and exhibit your talents, okay? Yes. Let's get started. In the last class, we have learned about prepositions of time. They are at, on, and in. In today's class, we have to learn about prepositions of place and rest of the prepositions. Look at the picture here. You can see a triangle, and this triangle consists of three parts. This is the first part, and this is the second part, and this is the third part. At is written here, on and in is written here. Look at the first part, specific. At is a preposition which is used for very specific time. Look at the lines, they are very narrow. Like this first part, even at we use for exact time or for the clock times. Next, look at on, more specific. Compared to the first part, here this is more specific. Here the lines became wider. The lines became wider. So, like this triangle, like the second part, on can be used for to refer to a day or a date. Now, look at in. Here the lines became the widest. You can find the large space inside. It means, like the third part, in can be used for a long time, for weeks, months, for months, or years, centuries, decades. So, in the last class, we have learned about the time, prepositions of time. In today's class, we will learn about prepositions of locations or prepositions of place. Here, at, on and in are used both for preposition of time and preposition of locations or place. Prepositions of place, at. Where to use at? What is the function of at? A preposition at is used for an exact address. It is used for an exact address or specific place. When we speak about a specific place or exact address, we have to use at. For example, here 734 State Street. Here the number of the state is written 734 State Street. When the number of the street is given, we have to refer at. Even it is used for specific place. I am at the bus station, I am at the entrance. So, when we refer to the specific place, we have to use at. Similarly, here on, where to use on? On is used to refer to the avenues and streets. On is used to refer to the avenues and streets. When there is no number, when the number is not given to the street, a particular street, then we have to use on. On Oxford Street. His house lies on Oxford Street. And it is also used, on is also used for on the corner. On the, my apartment building is on the corner. And in, where to use in? This in preposition of place is used for the countries, districts, states, and towns and cities. In is a preposition of place we use for countries, states, cities and towns. You can find a wider space, prepositions of place. We will begin from at. Number 1, at is used for an exact place. And for an exact address. At is used for an exact place and exact address. For example, He was at the bus stand. He was at the bus stand. My friend is waiting at the entrance. At the entrance. At the top of the stairs or at the bottom of the stairs. At the end of the street. At the end of the street. In these situations, in these circumstances, we use at as it denotes an exact place. Next, address. When you know an exact address, for example, he lived at 20 Kuvempu Street. Look at the sentence here. He lived at 20 Kuvempu Street. What do you mean by 20 here? This is the number given to Kuvempu Street. This is the number. When you know the number of that particular street, you can use at. But if you do not know the number, you cannot use at. Instead, we can use he lived on Kuvempu Street. Kuvempu Street. He lived at 20 Kuvempu Street. You know the number of the street, so you have to use at. If you do not know the number of the street, you have to refer he lived or he lives on Kuvempu Street. Next, number 2. We use at to refer to the buildings. We use at to refer to the buildings where some of the activities take place. For example, I am at the cinema. At the cinema. I am at the library. At the library. What do you mean by this? You used at. I am at the cinema. I am at the library. This means you used at to refer to the building. It is used to refer to the building, not a person. Next, we can also use at for events. Events. If you go to any event, then you have to say, I am at a meeting, I am at a concert. Events. I am at a meeting. I am at a meeting or I am at a party. I am at a conference. It means this refers to a person. I am at a meeting means it refers to me where I am. Number 4, a stop on journey. A stop on journey. When you travel to different places, you may stop somewhere. During that time, you can use at preposition. For example, we stopped at a beautiful village. We stopped at a beautiful village. We stopped at a beautiful village. The train to Bengaluru stops at Hassan. Stops at Hassan. We stopped at a beautiful village. The train to Bengaluru stops at Hassan. And also we use at preposition for some of the standard expressions. Standard expressions. For example, I am at school, I am at university, I am at school, I am at university, I am at church, I am at temple. It means these at preposition refer to a person where somebody is. We shall have more examples for the preposition at. Preposition of place at. Number 1, my friend lived at 10 Sherbrooke Street. Is it at or on? It is at. Why? Because the number of the particular street is mentioned here. That is the street number 10. That's why my friend lived at 10 Sherbrooke Street is the right answer. Next, number 2, I need to study at home. At home, it is the preposition of place. I need to study at home. You have to write at preposition. It shows an exact place. The taxi will be waiting at the hotel. Where? That is at the hotel. A specific place is mentioned here, at the hotel. That's why at preposition is used. Number 4, she stood at the center of the stage. You can identify, you can understand the location or the position where the girl stood. That is at the center of the stage. So, at preposition is correct here, it suits correctly. Number 5, my friend is waiting at the bus stand, a specific place at the bus stand. My friend is waiting at the bus stand. Number 6, I met him at the corner of the street. I met him where? At the corner of the street. It means this shows a specific place. I hope you have understood the preposition of place, how to use at. Next, preposition of place, that is on. What are the functions of on? Number 1, on is used to discuss a surface. On is used to discuss a surface. When the things are being on the surface, we refer on. Being on a surface. For example, the book is on the table. On the table. The book is on the table. The storybooks are on the shelf. On the shelf. It refers both horizontal surface and vertical surface. The book is on the table or the books are on the shelf refers to the horizontal surface, even the vertical surface. For example, I am writing on the board. On the board. This is the vertical surface. On the board or on the blackboard. And even we use on when we attach some of the things to something else. Attached. For example, there is a photograph on the wall. There is a photograph on the wall. I can say even there is a blackboard on the wall. There is a blackboard on the wall. It means this blackboard is attached. Blackboard is on the wall. She wore a ring on her finger. She wore a ring on her finger. As you attach the ring to a finger, you can say she wore a ring on her finger. So, we use on preposition when the things are being on a surface, maybe the horizontal surface or the vertical surface, and even for the things which are attached to something else. Number 3, when we say about coast or rivers, when we say about coast or rivers, roads or streets, we use on. For example, Durgapur town. Durgapur town is on the east coast of India. East coast of India. Durgapur town is on the east coast of India when we refer to the coast, and even the rivers. Kodagu lies on river Kaveri. Kodagu lies on river Kaveri. Here what do you mean by on river Kaveri? The region is next to the Kaveri river. Next, he lives on Kuvempunagar street. He lives on Kuvempunagar street. Here the number of the street is not given, that is why we refer on. Next, we also use on preposition for some of the standard expressions. Standard expressions. On the left, on the right, on the left or on the right. When we refer to the floors of a building, we say on the first floor, on the first floor, on the top floor, and also we use on. We also use on for public transport. I love traveling on trains, on trains. I love traveling on trains or on bus or on a plane, on a plane. Next, we also use on when we say about TV or radio. I love listening to the English news on radio. I like to watch favorite program Sarigamapa on TV. We can have some more examples related to on. Number 1, the remote control is on television. The remote control is on television. It is the 5th door on your left. It is the 5th door on your left. I live on the top floor. I live on the top floor. Number 4, the food is on the table, horizontal surface. The food is on the table. Number 5, the diagram is on page 12. What is the preposition? It is on. You cannot write in. The diagram is on page 12. The books are on the shelf. The books are on the shelf. It tells the position where the books are. Number 7, my apartment building is on the corner. You cannot write at the corner. My apartment building is on the corner. We refer on when the corner is outside, and we even refer in when the corner is inside. It means, for example, the girl is sitting in the corner of a living room. The girl is sitting in the corner. It is not on the corner, in the corner of a living room. What do you mean by living room? Hall. The girl is sitting in the corner of a living room. She is sitting in the corner. It is an enclosed space where you can find 4 walls. That's why the corner is inside the room. That's why in the corner of a living room. But my apartment building is on the corner. It means the corner is outside the building. I hope you have understood the preposition of place on. Next, preposition of place in. In is used generally for an enclosed space. It is used for an enclosed space or with large boundaries, a large area with boundaries. It is used for an enclosed space or a large area with boundaries. For example, my wallet is in the bag. My wallet is in the bag. In the desert, in the forest, in the desert, in the forest. I am in the kitchen room, in the kitchen room. And it is also used for countries when we speak of countries, states, districts, towns or cities. Countries, states or districts, towns and cities. For example, I am in India. I am in India. He lives in Mumbai city. He lives in Mumbai. He lives in Mumbai. He is in Davangere district. He is in Davangere. It is used, in is used for countries, states or districts and even towns and cities. I am in India, he lives in Mumbai, he is in Davangere. In is also used for standard expressions. It is also used for standard expressions. In the forest, in the desert. In prison. In the sky, birds are flying in the sky. In the sky. In the water or in the river or sea. In is used for some of the standard expressions in prison, in hospital, in hospital. In the sky, in the water, in the river, in the sea, etc. We shall have more examples. Preposition of place in. Number 1, I live in an apartment building, an enclosed space. In an apartment building. It is in. Number 2, he lives in apartment 501. It is also refers to an enclosed space. In apartment 501. Next, number 3, he left his keys in the door. He left his keys in the door. Number 4, she took us for a ride in his new car. In his new car, enclosed space. Number 5, I am in the elevator. I am in the elevator or I am in the lift. It is also an enclosed space. I am in Davangere, refers to the district. I am in Davangere. But when there are two places, we have to refer at for the first place and in for the second place. Our school lies at Puttige in Moodbidri. Our school lies at Puttige in Mudbidri. When there are two places, we have to use at for the first place and in for the second place. Number 7, she is sitting in an armchair in the corner of the sitting room. Is it correct? Yes, she is sitting in an armchair, not on. Why? What is the reason? She is sitting in an armchair in the corner of the sitting room, not on the corner, because this corner refers to the inside corner. That is why we wrote here in. And what about armchair? She is sitting in an armchair. You might have sat in an armchair or on the chair. When there are arms to the chair, you have to say in an armchair or in the chair. When there are no arms to the chair, you have to say I am sitting on the chair. I hope you have understood this. There are other prepositions of place such as in front of, behind, in, on, above, under, beside or next to, over. There are other prepositions of place like in front of, behind, in, on, above, under, beside or next to, over, near, far, between, among, etc. These are some of the prepositions that shows the position or the location of the person or the thing. I will try to make more concrete. Here there is a box and here there is a ball, and I will show the position and you have to tell me what preposition suits that. The position of the ball is here. What is the sentence can we frame? The ball is in front of the box. Where is the ball? The ball is in front of the box. The ball is in front of the box. The things which are at the front part, we refer in front of. Now I will change the position of the ball. I will keep the ball here. So what is the sentence? What is the preposition can you use? The ball is behind the box. Where is the ball? The ball is behind the box. Next, now again I will change the location. I will keep the ball here. So what is sentence? What is the preposition can you use? Frame sentence. The ball is over the box. Where is the ball? The ball is at a higher level. It covers the part of the box. Now once again I will change the location. Where is the ball? The ball is under the box. Where is the ball? The ball is under the box. Suppose I keep the ball here. I will change the location and look at the location of the ball. Is it under? No. The ball is below the box at the lower level. What do you mean by below? At the lower level. The ball is below the box. Suppose I keep the same ball here. Is it the ball is over the box? No. The ball is above the box. The ball is above the box because the ball is at the higher level of from this box. So the ball is above the box. The third type is preposition of direction or movement. The prepositions which shows the direction or the movement. We shall learn the prepositions relating to the direction and movement with the pictures, with these pictures. Look at the picture, look at the box here, look at the first statement. This is a block and you can see the arrow mark. We went to London last week. We went to London last week. Here the preposition to is used. The preposition to is used in the first statement. We went to London last week. Where is London? This is London. Imagine that this is London. a person, a man, he went to London from his place. From his place, he went to London. This is London. So, you can see the movement from this point, from his place towards this block or this city, London. He went to London from his place. So, it shows the movement from his place towards here. Number 2, the hikers walked up the hill. The hikers walked up the hill. Look at the arrow mark here. How is the arrow mark? Upward. So, the hikers, this is the movement. The hikers walked up the hill. Next, he put the money in or into his pocket. He put the money in his pocket or into his pocket. A man put his money in the pocket. He already put money in his pocket, and even you can refer into. What do you mean by into? Into shows the movement. Into shows the movement. Suppose anything changes its position from one place to another place. He put into money into his pocket. Next, the cat jumped over the wall. Look here, this is the wall. This is the wall. The cat, it jumped over the wall without touching the wall. The cat jumped over the wall. And even you can say the cat jumped off the wall. O-double-F, O-F-F. Here it is over the wall. What do you mean by the cat jumped off the wall? The cat stands on the wall and from there it jumps, going away. Then we have to refer off. But here without touching the wall, it jumped. It shows the movement. The cat jumped over the wall. Next, the cat crawled under the fence. This is a fence. This is a fence. Here is a cat and it starts crawling from here to here. It starts crawling. It shows the movement here under the fence. The cat crawled under the fence. Under is the preposition. Next, they drove through the tunnel. They drove through the tunnel. This is the tunnel, and what do you mean by through here? The things or a person gets inside from one place and he comes outside from another place. The trains run through the tunnel. The trains run through the tunnel. Next, he lives in Canada but he is from New York. He lives in Canada but he is from New York. Look at the arrow mark here. He lives in Canada, but where is he from? He is from New York. This is New York, here is Canada. This is New York, here is Canada, and he is from New York. He has gone abroad. Next, the ball rolled down the hill. Look at the arrow mark here. The preposition down is used here. The ball rolled down the hill. It shows the movement up to down. Next, she got out of the car and walked to the house. She got out of the car and walked to the house. It means she stops the car and comes outside. From there the movement starts and she gets inside the house. It shows the movement. Next, they walked round the other side of the church. Look at the picture here. This is the church. This is the church and you can see the arrow mark, a semicircle arrow mark, and they walked round the other side of the church. This is the church. So, you can see the movement here. Next, the plane flew over London. The plane flew over London. This is London. Here is a plane. It flew over London. Over is shown as a preposition. Over is used as a preposition of movement. Next, you mustn't go across this road here. You mustn't go across this road here. It means here when you cross the road, suppose you walk along the road, you may walk along the road and sometimes you may cross the road. When you cross the road, you use the preposition across. The dog ran across the road. We walked along the road. The last one, number 4, prepositions for agent. Number 4, prepositions for agent, instrument or device, and machines. And machines. What are the prepositions can be used for agent? What do you mean by agent? The connector. What do you mean by agent? The connector. Here we use two important prepositions, by and with for agent. By and with is used for agent. Usually these sentences will be in the passive form. By and with is used for agents. We use by and with for agents. For example, the house is built by my father. Hamlet is written by William Shakespeare. Always by is used to refer the persons. It is used to refer the persons. The house is built by my father. Hamlet is written by William Shakespeare. These sentences are in the passive form. Already you have learned passive form. These sentences are generally in the passive form. And we also use with. It is for things. With is used for things. With is used for things. When you connect the things, we use with. With acts as a connector. For example, we drive away the mosquitoes with the spray. With the spray. We drive away the mosquitoes with the spray. Here the spray is a thing. With is used as a connector. It is an agent. Other example, we cleaned the terrace. We cleaned the terrace with the water. We cleaned the terrace with water. With is used for a thing. We cleaned the terrace with water. By is used for person and with is used for the things. These are the two prepositions we use for agent. We use as an agent. We use prepositions by, with and on. By, with and on for instruments or devices and even for machines. We use these three prepositions for instruments or device or for machines. For example, I came by bus. I came by bus or by car. It means for the method, it shows the methods of transportation. We use by for the different methods of transportation. Typically, by is used for the methods of transportation. I came by bus or by car, by ferry. What do you mean by ferry? Boat or a ship. Next, it is also used for instruments. My mother or devices. My mother chopped onions. Chopped onions with the knife. My mother chopped onions with the knife. Here with is used, or she cut the cloth with the scissors. She cut the cloth with the scissors. Next is it is also used for machines. May I do my homework on your computer? May I do my homework on your computer? Computer is a machine. That's why on is used here. I hope you have understood the prepositions relating to agent, instrument or devices and even machines. In today's class, we have learned about the prepositions relating to place, direction or movement, and prepositions for agent, instruments or devices and machines. I hope you have understood. Practice makes man perfect. Here, it is not so easy to understand about prepositions. Practice. You have to practice well. Hope we see you soon in the school. Take care. Thank you.